Hey everyone, it's great to be with you again today as we go after more together. It was a great message as we ended chapter 3 of 1 Peter on Sunday, and as we heard it, I was reminded of what Peter says in the chapter just before, something we talked about just a couple weeks ago. Peter tells his readers earlier in chapter 3 to not repay evil for evil or reviling for reviling, but to live contrary to that. He tells them in midst of evil and reviling to bless. And earlier toward the end of chapter 2, he says of Jesus that when he was reviled, he didn't revile as a response, and when he suffered, he didn't threaten. He kept offering himself to the Father and his purposes. Now that's blessing to him and to us. He offered it to us, and just like Peter talked about suffering well at the end of chapter 2, he reminds us of it here, just verses later. The reviling, the evil, the threatening, that's not ours. But as the people of God, our response and what we offer to this world is blessing. And when that's our response, the world wonders. People don't understand, because when you're down and out, when you get slighted, the norm is to respond in a similar way. That's what's supposed to get you your standing back and make up for your losing face. That's like Newton's third law of motion, that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And as the people of God facing suffering and evil and hardship and trouble and reviling and threatening and whatever else, I would say that our emotions as a reaction to all of that should certainly be opposite, but they're far from equal. The purposes of God, the blessing of God, the gospel of God is louder. They go far beyond the things that seek to undermine them. So when you're faced with those sorts of challenges, entrust yourself to God. Christ brought us to him, and when our response in the face of hardship and challenges and trials and uncertainty and persecution is an opposite but louder reaction, then what a defense to anyone who asks you for a reason for the hope that is in you. What a testament that pushes the gospel forward when we don't respond for ourselves, but for what Jesus died for us to live in. Hope, truth, blessing, and love. For every action taken against the people of God, they can have a far greater and opposite reaction for the glory of God and their joy. My joy, your joy. That's how we go after more.